And now, meteorologist Marty with Southern Colorado's most accurate forecast.
Well, it's been a nice enough start to the day. Temperatures around Colorado Springs are well into the 60s at last check. There's a view from overhead door near Powers and Galley where we have 63 right now. The wind is starting to show up on the higher terrain. We've not seen too much of it yet in town, so we're doing okay. How about 60 degrees at Highway 165 and Bent Brothers Boulevard in Colorado City? There you can see the wind a little bit stronger, around 15 to maybe at times as high as, say, 20 miles an hour. Walsenburg, we're at 55. We're getting a pretty good west wind up there, running between 10 and 20 miles an hour as well, and it should strengthen some during the afternoon. But the numbers look good. Skycast shows through the afternoon and evening hours some very spotty showers developing primarily over and near the mountains. Now, it's warm enough today that we're not concerned too much about snow. You have to get real high into the mountains to even see some snowflakes. But there could certainly be a few sprinkles, maybe some temporary cooling, some localized wind gusts around any showers that try to come off the mountains. We'll keep most of the snow showers flying here through tonight up there over the Continental Divide. But even up there, we're talking about accumulating snow up above 10,000 feet. So you have to just worry about maybe the highest passes for a few slick spots. Into tomorrow morning, the clouds don't look to be terribly thick here across eastern Colorado, but we'll have a few of them around. Maybe we'll get a pretty sunrise tomorrow morning as a result. Still looks pretty windy at times tonight, which even though colder air is coming in will help to keep the temperatures from falling too much. We'll end up in the 30s to around 40 for much of eastern Colorado tonight. Teens and 20s should be more commonly found out across the high country. And then during the day tomorrow, we'll still have enough instability around for some spotty rain and snow showers, mainly over the western part of the state. Again, this stuff doesn't look real significant tomorrow. In fact, probably even less than what we're seeing today, and today hasn't been much trouble for anybody. It still looks to be kind of a windy day tomorrow. You see a few afternoon sprinkles showing up on the plains. But whereas today we've been in the 60s and we're going to be in the 70s in many cases, tomorrow we're only looking at highs in the 50s to around 60, so that wind is maybe not going to be more noticeable tomorrow, but more uncomfortable because of the cooler air that's going to be situated across the area. Talked a little bit about what's going on here the next couple of days. We're going to be cooler for Thursday and Friday, but then the weekend looks nice. We'll have 60s to around 70 or so by Sunday. Partly cloudy conditions, probably breezy at times. We should cool off some again next week, dealing with some wind here and there, but right now it does not appear we're going to have to worry too much about any significant rain or snow over the next 7 days. Pueblo will have you in the lower 60s tomorrow, then only 50s on Friday. Some clouds here and there. Obviously still talking about some wind. But nice looking weekend. Saturday in the 60s, Sunday maybe close to 80 in the afternoon. It's like a mostly sunny day too. We'll fall back into the 60s on Monday and then bounce around some through the middle of next week with some wind, but no rain. Canyon City, look for highs in the 50s tomorrow and Friday. We'll have you back in the 60s Saturday, probably 70s on Sunday. Wouldn't rule out a few sprinkles around the area. Anytime maybe later on this afternoon through tomorrow afternoon, but none of that should be significant. Obviously, the weekend looks pretty nice here with Sunday in the mid-70s, and we'll cool off some early next week. Teller County, I do think some of you might actually see some snowflakes a little later on today. Cripple Creek, for example, it could happen. Might be a little bit too warm in Woodland Park for that today. But in no case do we expect that's going to amount to very much. We'll be cooler tomorrow and Friday with highs in the 40s. Back up to near 60 on Sunday, though. So at least we're turning it around just in time for the weekend.
And you're giving it a thumbs up for this afternoon.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the wind is eventually going to get a little bit more obvious, but again, when you're in the 70s, it doesn't bother you quite as much.
No, you said you saw someone outside without a shirt on today.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right. I can't wait to leave work and get